Hello, this is going to be week 21, page 1, and this is just simple distributing. So we know on these, whatever number we have on the outside of the parentheses, we're going to multiply it in by both numbers on the inside. So let's take a look here at number 8. I see I have a 3 on the outside, so we're going to, and you'll see us draw arrows like this to help us keep track of our terms. A 3 multiplied by a 2g, well, we're just going to multiply our coefficients to get a 6g. And then we'll do a 3 times a negative 9. And we will get a negative 27. Alright, that's all this is. A nice simple page on the distributive properties. Just multiplying the numbers, right? Our variables aren't changing on this page. On page 2 here, it's still multiplying, still distributing. But this time we're going to have some variables tossed in there too. Here's the rules for that. Right, our numbers multiply. You may hear me call these coefficients sometimes. Coefficients are just like those regular numbers we see. Right, and exponents will add. So let's take a look here at number 8 to see what we're talking about. Alright, so now here we are. I'm going to multiply our numbers. 6 times a 3 is an 18. Now we had a d squared times a d squared, so those exponents will add. 2 plus 2 will give me 4d's total. Alright, then we'll just continue on down. 6 times the negative 8 gives me a negative 48. Now on this one, we know we have a d squared. There's a regular d here, so keep in mind, if we can't see an exponent, it is an invisible 1. So that's why if we have d squared, d to the first power, it's a d to the third power. Now our last one here is a 6 times the 7, which is a 42. All right, we had a d squared. This one doesn't bring any other extra d, so we're just going to keep it as a d squared. Remember, exponents add, coefficients, or those regular numbers, just multiply. All right, page 3 is about finding slope between 2 points. And this is going to involve us using that rate of change formula. Where we have our y2 minus y1 over top of our x2 minus x1. Right, so let's take a look at number 4, see how this is going to work. And here's how we label them. We know that all coordinate points come in an x, comma, y. So if I'm labeling number 4, it'd look like this. All right, we have x, y, and xy, and all these little numbers are helping us keep track of which ones we're talking about. This is my first coordinate point, so it's going to be my x1 and my y1. This is my second coordinate point, so it'll be my x2, y2. Now we just get set up. All right, so I've got a y2 minus a y1. Over top of a x2 minus an x1. And then we'll put our numbers together and see if we can do any simplifying. 16 minus 8 gives me an 8. 9 minus 20 takes me to a negative 11. All right, now for our answer here, you may see the negative sign in the middle. You may see your answer sign, your negative sign up top with the numerator. It could be in either 3 of those spots. We traditionally don't keep it down there on the bottom. So you might also see your answer as this. Or it could also look like this. All of those are the same thing. It's just the negative sign if it's on the bottom, if it's in the middle, if it's on top of the numerator. All 3 of those are the same. One thing to look out for on this page, however, is if we run into problems, maybe like down here on number 8 where we see some negative signs. Remember that these negative signs come from the formula here. So you may run into some double negative situations. Make sure you navigate that appropriately. Alright, so the last page here is just identifying slope and y-intercept for each equation. Right, and this comes from our y equals mx plus b. Where m is our slope, b is our y-intercept. So it's just identifying the numbers here. So for example, we go down here to number 6. Our slope is just the number with the x. It's just a 4. Our y-intercept, it's just the number we see here. Make sure you keep the sign with it because it is at a negative 10. So it works the same way even if there's a fraction. Say, for example, on number 4, our slope would be a 1/2. Our y-intercept would be a positive 4. And make sure you, when you're identifying the slope, you just only identify the number. It doesn't have the number and the x. Right, it's just the number. Slope's just m. Right, so we'll never see like a 1/2 x. Right, it's just the number that's with x. So the 1/2 and the 4 here.